Things that I wished I knew when I was younger. 7 years on YouTube, you've seen me since I was almost a total different person, and now you see the newer version of me, let's say. And I want to thank you so much for staying all that time with me. The number one thing is monotasking. On the first day I read in the CEO magazine the article about monotasking versus multitasking. It transformed the way I view things. At a stage where I felt that I'm producing a lot of things, but none of them is satisfactory and good looking as I wanted or with the quality that I was wishing. That was only when I realized that multitasking is something that puts you under a lot of stress. Slowing down, working at one thing at a time, really have a satisfactory 40% higher productivity in whatever you're doing. It wasn't easy to do in the beginning. Making sure that whenever there is a task, so for example, I say I want to sit down, write this article, I block my entire day just to writing this article. I close my phone, I silence my phone, make sure that I do not have any distractions, no TV working at the background, nothing. So it's just this task and I'm doing that task and nothing else. Which will bring me to my second productivity tip, which is time planning. A lot of us write to-do lists and we end up not doing any of the things we wrote and we get demotivated. How to defeat that? I started with first analyzing how much time I spend on each task. So for example, to make a video like this one, I put a timer on and I see how much estimated time this took. If it took me 3 hours, now I know whenever I'm gonna write this down, I'm gonna write down that it takes 3 hours as an average. And I always leave a leverage time before and after each task, which makes sure that if this task take from me longer, I make sure that I have like an extra half an hour. After you analyze every single task you're doing and how long it actually takes, then put a time frame for it and apply that to-do list. I use Google Calendar in order to block times in the day for each task I want to do. For example, I film every Saturday for 4 hours, so I block every Saturday from 9 to 12, 4 hours just dedicated for filming. Analyze for a week, for example, things you're doing with timing, note down. Then the second week, apply that with Google Calendar. If you find that certain time slots in the day does not work for you, then that's when you shuffle. By the third week, you're going to be mastering. Next is quality over quantity. That's not only for shopping, because that's I apply for shopping all the time, but it's also applicable on any task you're doing. If you make sure that you sit, do things of quality, not importantly, you produce 10 essays a week. It's most importantly to produce 1 or 2 that are really good, better than producing 10 that are bad. We tend to apply this tip on certain things, but negate it from others. But trust me, the moment you start to apply this to every single thing in your life, it's going to make a total difference, because whatever you're going to produce is going to be on the longer run on a better quality level. Better than many things that are of low quality, which will put you down psychologically, making you feel like you're not doing your best at the end. Have a place for everything. This came after minimalism. Before minimalism, when I had a lot of clutter, it was very hard for me to have a place dedicated for everything. But trust me, having a place for everything will make you way faster when you're doing any task. So for example, in the kitchen, if every single tool has a designated area to it, that will make you faster in everyday ability of that area when it comes to the kitchen, for example. A good way to do this is start by sectioning your living space. Start by, for example, the kitchen. Take everything out of the kitchen, put it in a box on the side. Every time you need to use something at a spot in that area, which is the kitchen, for example, I need a pan right now to cook. I grab the pan from the box and I use it, and I put it then and store it after using it in a place near where I needed to use it. Do this for a month, and trust me, after that month, you're going to be surprised how much faster you do everything in that category and that area. Because now you're going to just store things you need where you need to grab them from. Number 5, think analytically about everything. Before I buy an item, I think, okay, how is this going to serve me this week? How is this going to serve me in 2 weeks? How is this going to work with me when I need to move from my apartment? Would it still work? Is there another product that I can buy that could do 2 things instead of 1? For example, when I was purchasing the mixer for smoothies, because I do a lot of protein shakes after my bariatric surgery, I had to think, do I just need a smoothie maker? Or I also might need it to cook if I want to make lentil soup, and to purchase something 2-in-1. I also looked at how heavy it is and how I can store it, so the size of the item, because I move a lot. Again, you can apply this to also your workspace. Think analytically, working on doing a project. Does it make sense for me to take my own photos for this blog post, or I would maybe need to hire a photographer for this post because I want to put my 100% at writing the post. So always do these things, thinking analytically before doing anything. Number 6, get ready every day, no matter if you're staying at home or you're going out. Psychologically, we associate certain actions to our productivity level. I used to suffer from insomnia for a while. And the first thing when I went to a doctor, he told me, do you wear your loungewear to bed? And I was like, my sleepwear is my loungewear. And at that point he told me, like, no. Psychologically, prepare yourself for whatever you're going to be doing. So when you're going to sleep, prepare your body to change into sleepwear. Same thing, if you wake up in the morning, you're not dressing up, you're going to be lazy the entire day. If you lounge in your gym wear, you're not going to have the same feeling when you put that gym wear and go to the gym or exercise. So always make sure that psychologically you create designated clothes that are designed and fitting to whatever you're going to do. And dress up every morning when you wake up in order to be productive, even if you're staying at home. Number 7 is read. Read. Have you ever seen a CEO or a person who made it in life who does not constantly read till this day? You're never going to meet that person. I don't think so. Because they always invest in their knowledge. And if you're a person who thinks like, I've reached the position where I don't need to read anymore, you're wrong. You always need to educate yourself and work on yourself better. So reading, it doesn't have to be owning 10,000 books. I have a Kindle that has the entire library that I need. I have Audible, and I would really recommend you using Audible to educate yourself. There is a lot of channels online nowadays that summarizes books in 10 minutes if you think you want to read more and you're bored spending 9 hours on one book. So there is a way to get through reading and enhancing your knowledge. Number 8, it's a tip regarding money, and I heard that tip from Hart Evangelisa's husband in a video she made about adulting. I'm going to put that video down below. I'm going to also put a lot of useful links down below, so make sure to check the description. What is on sale and I don't need is expensive. Whenever you are going to buy an item, think about whether you need it or not. This is the ultimate best way to be putting and investing your money. Don't pay things on things you don't need. A great trick is, for example, when I'm going to Zara and I am tempted to buy something from Zara, like a bag for example, and I see it and I know it costs for 80 euros. Instead of paying that 80 euros, take that 80 euros, save it for that Chanel bag you want to buy that is way more expensive, better quality, and even an investment piece. These things add up, trust me. 30 euros a month for coffee, 100 euros for dining out, 200 euros on Zara and H&M shopping. At the end, this amount, sum it up. Can you see how much that costs? Put that in the savings account. Save for one item that you would really need and you would really love and you would cherish, and when you want to sell, it keeps its resale value. This is best when you think in that mentality about everything you buy. Food planning and meal planning really ensures, one, you don't waste time on food and cooking and all of this. 2, you use up everything in your pantry. 3, you save money on dining out and last minute meals. 4, you eat healthier because you're fully in control of what you're going to eat per week. There are various ways to do it. I've done a blog post about that before. I'm going to link it down below. But basically there is the batch every Sunday where you cook 2 protein meals, for example, 2 carbs, veggies, and you put them in containers. There is also, instead of putting them in containers, you make 4 separate containers that are big with the meals, and then every day you pick from these. And there is my way. After the surgery I've had, it's very hard for me to eat that way. I go to the grocery store once a month. I buy several types of freezed foods, like prawns, for example, or shrimps, beef steaks, chicken steaks, turkey steaks, fried things, everything in bulk. And then when I go home, I divide each bulk into portions. Then I mix and match portions in those reusable silicone bags. And every day I just grab from the freezer 1 silicone bag and cook what's in it. Makes me also control the portions way better and reducing the food waste, because the other way used to make me produce a lot of food waste. Plan your outfits. I've said this tip many times. If you're an old viewer of my channel, you already know that tip. Number 1, it's gonna make you always look put together. Number 2, it's gonna make sure that you keep your clothes actually healthy for longer. You may ask me, like, why? It's because you make sure that everything in your closet is being worn. You don't overwear something or less wear something. It makes sure that you also have a schedule for the laundry, because you know when you're going to be wearing that item. It makes sure that you mend the items that you want to wear, because if you want to wear it and you see it in the closet, you're going to be fixing the button that went off of that shirt, etc., which will make you go through your closet easier. Also, it makes you save time in the morning. You don't have to wake up and sit thinking like, what I will be wearing. You're just going to grab it and wear it. Number 11, be a goal-oriented person. Every year I talk about making a vision board. I already made a vision board years ago, and with making this vision board, that allowed me to have a main goal in my year. And after that main goal, I take that main goal, make it into sub 4 tasks. And these sub 4 tasks, I subtask them even more into smaller tasks that I can do, so that I know in effect, yes, my goal of the year is not just a dream. It's divided into smaller tasks that are less daunting than my goal, but eventually they're gonna take me to reach that goal at the end. Always learning. I see people who are stuck in the habit pattern. They go to work, they have kids, they have a lot of things, and they created a routine. Great, good for you. If you did not create a routine, then do it, because what are you doing otherwise? Create a routine and then they stay like that forever. Wrong. Learn. When you have a new thing to learn every now and then, you challenge yourself. You get out of the comfort zone and you start to really gain value in your life. And it always gives you a purpose. It always takes you out of negative energy when you're trying to learn something new. It could be something new in the same field you work, or in the same category, which is like taking care of your kids. Or it could be broader, like a new hobby that you take. For example, this year for me, I want, aside from the corona issue, I wanted to learn horseback riding. I wanted to learn waltz dancing. I also wanted to learn better skills at video making in order to enhance my YouTube channel, and better writing skills in order to enhance my blog posts. So I always have something new that I'm working towards and I'm trying to learn. Number 13, live a clutter-free life. Clutter is negativity. Items talk to us. You enter a room, this laundry bag that has a lot of clothes that you need to wash, every single item in there is screaming at you in the back of your head. I need to do the laundry. You need to do the laundry. You need to do the laundry. When you have a cluttered room, it's always negative. It has a negative energy put into you, because in the back of your head you're always like, when will I wash these dishes? When will I clean up that cupboard? When will I spring clean? When will I have a better closet? Why is my life not looking like that person? These things in the subconscious mind speak to you and hinder your positivity and hinder your working on yourself to becoming a better person. Last but not least, number 14, don't be ashamed to ask for help. Asking for help is one of the things that I resisted my entire life. I always had this energy of, I can do this, I can definitely do this on my own. It took me a little bit of really focusing and noticing that no, I need help. All the time I do need help. If you're not able to make good YouTube videos, and that was at a stage I was at, ask others to analyze your channel. Ask people for their opinion. Don't take negative comments negative all the time. Sometimes they have truth behind them, because in them is a constructed feedback hidden behind words that are negative. So dissect those negative words, look at that constructive feedback, and be the higher person from that negative comment and ask for help. If you feel bad, it's not bad to ask for help from a psychiatrist. If you cannot do something well, it's not bad to ask help from a YouTuber, from an influencer. Watch people who are doing the thing you cannot do to become a better version of yourself. I hope this video finds you well. I hope you take these comments, write them down that I gave you, and really, like they enhanced my life, they might enhance yours. I'll see you in my next video. Ask me down below anything. I'm here to always help you. Subscribe for more content from my channel. Like if you like this video. Dislike if you didn't like it. It gives me an idea what you like to see and what you don't. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.